Shalom Aleichem. There's a lot of things in the subject of modesty, tzniut, that have confusion, misconceptions, misunderstanding. Let's touch upon the din of Erva today. What is Erva? Well, Erva is confusing because there's different times that Chazal called Erva different things. For example, we have a din of tefach be'isha Erva, a woman that's showing a tefach. A tefach is the size of a fist. So if a woman shows a tefach, that much of her body, place that needs to be usually covered, let's say the legs, that is a tefach that is showing, that is something that a man would not be able to learn or pray in front of her. In the leg that we mentioned before, especially in the thigh, the many poskim hold that it's not even a tefach, it's even less than that. Anything would be considered erva because a thigh and the legs of a woman are considered very attractive. So we see that tefach has the din of erva. On the other hand, we found a Rambam that says kol gufa isha erva. The entire body of a woman is erva. Not only things that normally should be covered, but also things that are usually exposed. Let's see the Rambam inside. The Rambam says in Ilchot Kriyat Shema the following words. This is a third perek, halacha tetzain. He says, Kol guf ha'isha erva. The entire body of a woman is considered erva. לפיכך לא יסתכל בגוף האישה כשהוא קורא, אפילו אשתו. Which means a man is not allowed to look at a woman, any part of the body, while he's reading Kriyat Shema, learning, or praying. So we see erva is sometimes the entire body, sometimes it's only a tefach, sometimes it's even less than that, as we explained before, if it's a very attractive place. And then there is a din erva mideoraita, which means the erva we spoke about up to now, those are restrictions that Chachamim made, that a person should not read in front of a woman, that the body is exposed, or looking at a woman. But there is a erva deoraita. Many of the poskim, this is brought down in the Chayei Adam, many of the poskim bring this down, that erva mideoraita is only the private parts of the body, which means by a man his private part, and by a woman her private part. Any other part of the body, even though it's normally covered, it's not erva from the Torah mideoraita, but rather only miderabanan. So we have over here a few things that are erva. Let's get into it a little bit deeper. There is a Gemara in Brachot, Daf Kaf Daled. The Gemara says the following thing. I'm reading inside. Amar Rav Yitzchak, tefach be'isha erva. Rav Yitzchak said that a tefach again is this fifth side, that it's 8 centimeters, machloket Chazon Ish and of Chaim Naeh, whether it's 8 centimeters or close to 10, but lechumra, even Chazon Ish holds like Rav Chaim Naeh that it's 8 centimeters. Tefach be'isha erva. The Gemara says, what's this din related to? Lemai. Ilema listaku leba, if it means that you're not allowed to look at a woman that's showing a tefach size, 8 centimeter size from her body, that's not true. ואמר רב ששת, למה מנע כתוב תכשיטים שבחוץ עם תכשיטים שבפנים? When the Torah says, speaks about when they took the looting, they spoke about תכשיטים שבחוץ עם תכשיטים שבפנים. All the things that Am Yisrael took at the war, there were jewelry that are showing from outside, like for instance earrings, bracelet, and so on. And there's takshitim shebifnim, takshitim, some kind of jewelry that a woman doesn't show. It's more in the private areas and it's covered. That halacha is coming to tell you, לומר לך כל המסתכל באצבע קטנה של אישה כאילו מסתכל במקום הטורף, which means a man is not allowed to look at any part of the body, and that is the halacha that Rav Yitzchak was not meant to say a tefach, because that is even less than a tefach. אלא באשתו לקריאת שמע. And then the Gemara says the following thing. Amar Rav Chisda, shok b'isha erva. The thigh of a woman is considered Erva. From here, many poskim say that even less than a tefach, because there's no tefach over here, a thigh of a woman is automatically, any part of it, any amount exposed and showing is Erva. And you can just think of it, because many of the women that try to walk very attractively, they cover as much as they can, and they uncover very little, and that is something that's considered extra attractive. So Rav Chisda says this is a pasuk, גלי שוק, עברי נערות, וכתיב ותגל ערוותך וגם תיראה חרפתך. So you have a pasuk that the shok, gali shok, it's the shok is the thigh, that's Erva. Secondly, Amar Shmuel Kol Beisha Erva, a woman that her voice is Erva. שנאמר כי קולך ערב ומראך נווה. Which means we see from here, Rashi says that we see from the fact that the pasuk praises the voice of a woman, משבח לקרא בגבה שמע מינת אהבה. We see that this is something that could be attractive. A woman's voice is very nice. The pasuk comes to praise it as to indicate that it is attractive and it's considered Erva. So the hair is also Erva. So the indication of the Gemara over here is that Erva, and it's all the Rabbanan Erva over here, it's the Erva that's attractive. Any part of the body that is attractive, that is considered Erva. So there's three different levels over here, and let's categorize them. We spoke about the Erva Mideoraita. Erva Mideoraita is the private parts of a man and a woman. That's Erva. So if a person is not wearing anything, so his private part is showing, you're not allowed to pray in such a place, you're not allowed to pray in front of him, and not allowed to say Kriyat Shema, learn with him, learn when he's there, and so on. Same thing if there's a woman there. Then if a person covers his private parts, but there's parts of the body that are showing, so there's a difference between if the parts are normally covered, like for instance, the stomach, the shoulders, things that are normally covered, those by a woman are considered Erva, and how much of that would be not allowed to see or to be around and pray, that's a tefach. With an exception of many poskim say that the thigh, the legs, is a very attractive place, and therefore even less than that should not be showing, and if it's showing, you're not allowed to pray in such a place. And this is considered considering praying in front of her. So we have a din midoraita that's relating everything, that's considered doraita. Then we have a derabanan of a tefach, that's in order not to pray in front of her. And then we have the din of kol kufa isha erva. Everything is considered erva, which means when one is showing any part of the body, even though it's normally exposed, normally it is something that you don't cover, a man is not allowed to initially and intentionally look at that part. This is how the Mishnah Berurah says in Siman Ayin Hey Ilchot Kriyat Shema. He says that we have dinim of Erva, all the dinim of Erva, that one is not allowed to look at, and he brings down all kind of places, but he says that this is all, let's read it inside, אבל לעניין, everything calls it לא העירי אלא לעניין איסור קריאת שמע. This is all that we're talking about in Siman Ayin Hey, Sif Aleph, in order that the person should know that he's not allowed to look, to be around the place, to be in front of טפח באישה ערווה. שהאיסור הוא להרבה פוסקים לקרוא נגד המגולה אפילו ולא מתכוון להסתכל. Even if you don't intend to look at her, if she's there in front of you, you're not allowed to pray there. אבל לעניין איסור הסתכלות, but intentionally to look at a woman, לכולי עלמא מסתכל באישה אפילו באצבע קטנה, even to look at a finger of a woman, כיוון שמסתכל בה ליהנות, if he's doing it in order to get pleasure, that is a violation of לא תטורו אחרי עיניכם. And this is only again if he means to enjoy the look where he looks at a woman. As we said, that since the entire body of a woman is considered Erva, because the entire body of the woman is attractive, and it's also beautiful, therefore you're not allowed to look at it. That is only true if you mean to benefit and enjoy. But if you don't, says the Mishnah Berurah, ראייה בעלמא לפי תומו בלא נענש. If a person looks at a woman while he's talking to her, but he doesn't get enjoyment from it, that is something that's permitted. So we have over here again the categories of Erva. Erva, we have Erva for not allowed to read in front of such a woman, which is an amount of tefach showing from a place that needs to be covered. That's normally is covered, that should be covered even at all other times. So therefore, when it's not covered, you're not allowed to read in front of it. And that again is a warning, strong warning for those parents that send their daughters, even young daughters. We already spoke about the ages, but definitely at the age of 7 and up, they should be dressed completely and covered the legs with socks and stockings, especially when they go to shul and they run around their father where people are praying there. That is something that's very important, because I see it all the time. There's girls that come to shul not dressed correctly, the shoulders showing, there's no the sleeveless shirts or dresses, no stockings and so on. You're not allowed to pray in such a place. So that is one thing. That is a erva of one way. And then you have erva of intentionally looking at a woman. That is asur, even at the parts that are normally are not covered, such as the face, the hands, the fingers. Those places that usually are not covered, a person should not look at it intentionally. On that we say also it's erva. So erva has over here different understandings, different categories and different levels of how strict one should be relating to them.